Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back. So today we're going to be doing kind of a harder flow. So if you are a beginner, just take this as feels good for you. You can use whatever props you need. You can use blocks, pillows, cushions, straps, whatever feels good for you. I'm not going to use anything today, but that doesn't mean that you have to not use anything, okay? It's going to be some stronger poses, some stuff that's going to really work the whole body. We're going to be doing some like deep lunging, some deep squats, stuff like that. So if you need to, you can just stick a block under your bum so that you're not putting the weight into your hips. So if we're doing like a low squat like this, just stick a block right under there. I am listening to, in my one ear, one of my yoga playlists. I'm pointing at my phone when I do that. So if you want to, you can turn on one of my playlists that you like from Spotify, or you can listen to something that you like of your own. It's going to be a little bit more upbeat, so find something that you like that's upbeat. Or if you really want to do whatever it is that I'm listening to, you can send me a message and I'll let you know what that is. So just getting yourself settled, we're going to start in child's pose. So big toes together. I'm going to take my knees wide because my hips have been a little bit stiff. And I'm just going to sink my chest down all the way to the floor. When it feels good, you can start to sway your hips side to side. Just starting to take those long, deep inhales and exhales. And then coming back into center. We're going to take the palms together, bring the hands right up behind the head. And then if it feels good, or if you'd like to, we're just going to set an intention for our practice. So just bringing into your mind any sort of goal that you're working on right now. So it could be a big picture goal, like I'm going to move to Spain, or it could be something small, like I'm going to put on jeans today. And just if it's a big picture goal, you can repeat that big picture goal in your mind as if you're doing it presently. So if it's I'm going to move to Spain, you could say I'm moving to Spain. Or you could take it smaller from that. You can have it be like I'm going to start looking at real estate. I'm looking at real estate. Something smaller so that you're breaking that big goal down. If it's just a small goal that you have, you just repeat it in your mind as if you were currently doing it. I am wearing jeans, that kind of thing, okay? So palms behind the head. See if you can scoot your elbows forward. So we'll just repeat that goal, that intention, maybe of a mantra in your mind a few times, trying to reach your elbows forward and lengthen through your breath. And then when you're ready, just lengthening the arms out long. Looking forward if it feels good. See if you can bring your chin towards the floor. And then we're going to press into the hands and start to come up. So we're going to tuck our toes under and start to move through cat and cow. So rather than a traditional cat and cow and just moving here, we're going to take the toes down. We're going to send the hips back a little bit. Start to bring your chest forward, tailbone up. As you exhale, lean it forward. Inhale and exhale. Coming back in through center, we're just going to shift the hips side to side. So looking over your shoulder, back towards your left hip, and then through center and over towards your right hip. And then you can start to move that a little bit faster if it feels good. So just side to side. And then coming back through center, take that left knee out to the side, start to draw some big circles. Make sure you're pulling your belly in, not letting it drop down towards the floor. And we'll take the circles in the opposite direction. And then we're going to reach that left leg back, pull your belly in, press your left hand into the floor, and if it feels good, you're just going to reach that right arm forward. And then we're going to hug the heel in towards the booty and the fingertips towards your shoulder and lengthen back out. Try to keep your hip pointing towards the floor. Squeeze in and back out. In and out. Last time here. Lengthen out. And then we're going to hug that foot in. See if you can reach back, grabbing for the foot. Try to reach your chest forward. Keep pulling your belly in, press into your hand, press into your right leg. And then we're going to reach them back out. Take your hand down, leg's going to stay up. Turn your toes down towards the ground. See if you can bring the foot out, keeping the toes pointing down. Bring it back in. Toes are pulling back towards the shin. We'll do 2 more like that, keeping the toes pointing down. Last time here. And then turn your toes out to the side, so you're almost opening your hip up. Kick that leg out to the side, and then squeeze it all the way back. Last time here, see if you can hold that leg out to the side, maybe pulse. And then go ahead and bring that leg back down. Shift hips side to side. And then you're going to take your right leg back behind you, cross it over the left, and slide back, stretching out that side of that hip. On your next inhale, gently come all the way back up. We're going to reach that left leg back again, tuck the toes under, press into the toes, press the heel back down towards the floor, and see if you can lift your right knee off the ground. And then come all the way back down. And I'm just going to turn around because I'll kick my wall if I don't. So you can turn around too if you'd like. That way we're still facing the same way. And you're going to take your right leg out to the side. Draw some big circles. Keep pulling your belly in. One way and then the other. And then we'll reach that leg long. Toes pointing down towards the floor. Squeeze your belly in. Put the weight into your right hand and press that hand into the floor. And we'll bring the left hand long. So pull your toes back towards your shin just like before. We're going to squeeze the heel in towards the booty so you can feel your hamstring activating. And then your fingertips towards your shoulder. Lengthen back out. Squeeze it in. Lengthen out. Squeeze it in. Lengthen out. Squeeze it in. Lengthen out. Then this time bringing those that foot towards the booty. See if you can reach back with the opposite hand. Trying to press the chest forward, pressing into the hand. And then we'll reach that leg back. You're going to take your hand down. Toes pointing down towards the floor. We're going to pull that leg out to the side as far as you can. And then back through center. Try not to fling your body here. You're doing really mindfully. We have 2 more. And then this time we're going to turn the toes towards the side, so like you're trying to open your hips up, and then bring that leg all the way over. And all the way back, squeeze the booty. This time as we bring it out to the side, hold it there. Maybe you can pulse. Woo! And then we'll bring it back to center. Shift the hips side to side. And we'll bring the left knee over the right, slide that leg back, stretch out the side of that right hip. When you're ready, slowly slide back to center. Send that right foot back. The toes are tucked under. We're going to send the weight back into the foot, so you're pressing the heel towards the ground. Maybe you can lift up your left knee. And then coming back down, I'm going to turn back around so that I don't start off with my face in my couch. We're going to spread the fingertips wide, send the hips up and back, find downward facing dog, and pedal your legs out. When you're ready, looking forward, step or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. We're going to come halfway up. Lengthen your spine, send your inner thighs back, shoulders rolling back, pull your belly in, arms are going to come out to the side. Hold here. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades closer to each other. And then we're going to put the weight into the heels, pull your belly in, sweep your way forward into chair pose. And we're going to come back into that flat back. So come all the way back and then forward again. Squeeze your glutes. Keep a slight bend in your knees if you need to. This time as we come through chair, we're going to hold. See if you can sit lower, send the weight back further. Your toes should be able to move. Hands can come to your heart center. And then as you inhale, lengthen all the way up. Squeeze your glutes forward, palms together, take your hands back behind your head. Try to open your chest up. On your next inhale, reach all the way up. We're going to sink the weight back into the heels, sink back down into chair pose. Pull your belly in. You're going to put all the weight into your right foot. And if it feels okay, you're going to take your left foot and hover it off the floor in front of you. So you still have the weight back into that right heel, your knees bent, but you can see your toes. And then let's try this out. We're going to inhale, lift up, knee towards your chest. Press the weight back towards your heel, sink back down. 3 more. This time as you come down, see if you can keep that foot hovering. We're going to pull it all the way back, down to the floor, and then sink back down onto that heel, top of the back foot on the ground. Hands onto your hips, lengthen. See if you can sink in more, squeezing the glute. See if you can take your hands behind you, clasping, and then put your fist right into your low back. Press your low back forward with the hands and open your chest towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, we're going to lengthen up. You can take your hands to the floor for this if you need to, or if it feels good, we're going to press into the heel. Shift your weight, coming to that half split. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, coming back. So your hands can be on the floor the whole time if you need to. The next time that you come into this sink in, we're going to take those left toes, bring them out behind you so that your right knee is bent, and we're just going to sink in and then press out a little bit. When you come back up, we're going to take the left hand down to the floor. Turn your right toes so they're facing the long edge of your mat. You can stay just like this. You can shift your knee, or maybe you can come all the way into a side plank. On your next exhale, we're going to come back to center plank. Send your heels back. See if you can relax your shoulders a little. We're going to hold here. Try to press the floor away from you, but reach your chest forward, belly pulled in. Buns are squeezing, thighs are squeezing. You can come to your knees if you need to, but we're going to try out coming forward, lowering through chaturanga, hold. And then press into the hands, find your upper facing dog. You can be in cobra if you'd like, with thighs and hips on the ground, arms bent. When you're ready, press through plank. And back to downward facing. Pedal your legs. Woo! When you're ready, looking forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, come halfway up again, lengthen. Hands behind you, holding here. Bend your knees a little if you need to. Try to stick your booty out. Pull your belly in, just like we did before. We're going to move from here into chair. So press the weight into your heels. Bend your knees, sweep. And then come back through that half lift. And then sweep. And back. This time we'll come into chair holding. See if you can sink lower. Hands can come to your heart if you need to. Pull your belly in. And then inhale, lengthen all the way up. Squeeze your glutes forward. Hands behind your head. See if you can open your chest. On your next inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, coming down. So your weight is in your left leg now. Put the weight back. We're going to bring that right foot, hover right in front of you. Try to keep that bend in your left leg, but you should be able to see your toes, so the weight is back. And then we'll lengthen up, knee into the chest, and sink back down. Lengthen up, arms can come with you if you'd like. And sink back down. Up. And down. Up. This is the last time here. And down. And then we're going to send the right leg all the way back. Find the lunge. Slowly lower. Top of that back foot down. Hands onto your hips. Squeeze your glute. Sink in more. Try to open your chest up. We can bring the fists or the palms behind us, clasping. Fist into your back. Press your pelvis forward as you try to open your chest. And then as you inhale, lengthen your arms up over your head. And we'll do the same thing as before. So your hands can be on the floor the whole time if you need to, but if it feels good, keeping them off, Shift your weight back and then lengthen forward. Keep squeezing that glute every time that you sink into that lunge. So you're not putting all of the weight into your joint. Your muscles are holding you. We'll come back one more time. And then come all the way back up. We'll pivot that back foot behind us. So we're like in this weird side lunge. And we're gonna sink in. Woo. And then come back out. So pull your belly back, try to squeeze your glutes forward. So we'll do 2 more like this. Last one here. Coming back to center, you're going to bring your right hand down. Lengthen that left leg out so your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Foot's flat down. You can keep this knee here. You can slide it further under you for a side kneeling plank. Or if it feels good, step it all the way back, holding your side plank. When you're ready, we'll come back through center. Holding that center plank, try to press into your heels and press into the balls of your feet. So you're not up on your toes yet. Balls of the feet are on the floor. See if you can relax your shoulders forward, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your belly. And then we're going to try to hold that chaturanga. So when you're ready, shifting, coming down halfway, long inhale. And then press yourself up. Upward facing dog. See if you can roll the shoulders back further. Press into the tops of the feet. And then we're going to press through plank and back to downward facing. Oh! So when you're ready, right leg's gonna reach high. We're gonna do a couple of things for the core here. So to start, we'll take those knee tucks. So bringing the knee into your chest. Your shoulders are coming over your wrists, and then send it all the way back. So if you want, you can hold plank and do this, making it harder, or you can come down onto your knees, so you're on all fours. This next time that you bring your knee in, you're gonna hold, turn your knee towards the opposite shoulder, and you're going to kick your foot out. Press the weight into your right hand. Lift the left arm up. Open your chest. And as you exhale, sit down. Whew. I put on this long sleeve shirt because it was cold in here. And now I regret it. Okay. So you're in a little bit of a wide seat. Not as wide as you can take. If you've been in class with me, we've done this before. Let me catch my breath. So when you're ready, we're going to take this right hand back behind. Left arm is going to come outside of the right foot. We're going to take a long deep breath. You're going to press into your heels, press into your hand, and lift your hips as high as you can. So you're going to inhale. Try to squeeze the obliques on this side. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. One more time, lift it up. And we're going to take that left hand back down, start to turn your hips towards the floor. So your left heel is pointing up. And then we're going to see if we can go back to 3-leg dog. So send that right leg all the way up. And then we're going to step the foot all the way forward. Finding your way into a runner's lunge. So see if you can get those hips low, chest high. And And then we're going to take our fingertips just a little bit further forward than you would normally have them, because we're going to lift up into a standing split. So you're going to lift your left leg as high as you can, pressing into your right heel. And then lower back down. And then all the way back up. And back down. All the way up. And back down. Last time here. So as you lift up this time, try to square your hips to the floor. We're going to take the hands to the heart, and you're going to bring your chest up, finding warrior three. Woo! And then we're going to bring the knee all the way into the chest. Give it a hug. And then you're going to bring your knees next to each other. We're just going to find a quad stretch. So you're going to grab hold of your foot. If you can, grab hold with both hands. Squeeze your booty. See if you can bring your chest forward. And then just like we did on the floor, we're going to do this revolve. So if you can take your right hand onto your left foot, take it there. Right arm's going to reach. You're going to press your foot into your hands. See if you can reach your chest forward. Woo! And then you're going to lengthen that leg out, sink down, turn to the long edge of the mat. Lengthen your chest up, toes are to the corners. We're going to sink down, finding a goddess. And then we're going to shift side to side. So shifting over into that side lunge, and then to the other side. So hopefully you are also sweating. When you're ready, we're going to stay on that left leg. You can stay up high, or if it feels good, let's sink down. And then notice what's going on with your legs. Maybe you can shift your weight back a little bit further and get your heel down. Maybe you can reach your arms out in front of you. And then we're going to take the left hand down to the floor. Right toes are going to turn. See if you can step your way back into that side plank. We'll do the same thing that we did before. So holding the side plank. See if you can kind of bring that shoulder and hip in a line on the bottom half of your body so you're not arcing so much. You're relaxing this, using the core. You should feel it right underneath that armpit. And then we're going to come to center plank. Come onto your knees if you need to. Send your heels back. Spread your fingertips wide. And then we're going to shift forward. Lower down through chaturanga. See if you can hold it. And then find your way through up dog or cobra. And then through plank again. And back to downward facing. Woo! Send your chest back, tailbone up. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the other side. So left leg lifted high. See if you can send your right heel down a little. We're going to start with those core crunches. So you can do it on all fours from down dog or in plank, but we want our shoulders over our wrists as our knee comes in, and then all the way back up. Coming in, and back up, in, and up, and in, and up, and in. This time holding. Your knee's going to come across. You'll kick your foot out. And then sit your hips down, facing the opposite side of your mat. Sweaty, sweaty mess. So take a moment, catch your breath. Slow it back down. Breathing in and out through the mouth with gritted teeth if you're getting kind of hot. So when you're ready, left hand's going to come back behind you. Right hand right towards the outside of that left leg. And we're going to do just like we did before. So you're going to press into your left hand, you're going to press into your heels, and your right arm's going to sweep up. Try to crunch that left side of your body. So when you're ready, deep inhale, squeeze it up, and exhale, lower back down. So don't flop back down, come down kind of slowly, controlled. When you're ready, lift it up, squeeze, and then back down. Only 2 more. When you're ready, lifting, and lowering. Last one, this one we're going to hold, so take it up. Come to the outside or the inside edge of your right foot. See if you can bring your right hand down. Feeling that stretch on the outside of the left hip. And then we're going to try to send the left leg all the way back, all the way up, 3-leg dog. And then when it feels good, you're going to step that foot all the way up. Hands on the ground, sink into your runner's lunge. Try to get your chest forward, hips even, squeeze your glute, holding here. I'm just going to scoot back a little so I don't hit my face on my couch. Whew. And then just like we did before, we're going to take our hands forward, just enough that you have like a nice triangle between your hands and your foot. Press the weight into your left heel and reach that right leg as high as you can. And then slow and controlled, we'll bring it back down, sink back in. 3 more. Press into the heel, lift. And then lower back down. Press into the heel, lift. And lower back down. Last time here, we're going to hold this one. Pull your toes towards your shin. We're going to slowly bring the hands into the heart. Lift your chest, finding warrior 3. And then we're going to bring the knee all the way in. Ooh, give it a hug. See if you can get really long and tall. When you're ready, you're going to take the knees next to each other, finding that quad stretch to start. See if you can get both hands on your foot. Squeeze your glutes so your booty's not sticking out. Hips are squeezing forward, lengthening through the chest. And then if it feels okay, you can do this with the right hand if you want. We're going to try to do it so that it's opposite hand. So your left hand's going to grab your right foot. Right arm's going to reach. We're going to find our way into that kind of weird dancer pose. And then we'll release, drop it down, open all the way up. Turn your toes to the corners. Squeeze your glutes. Hands to your hips or to your heart center. We're going to come into those side lunges, so sending the weight to the right leg first, and then over to the left. So if it feels okay, and you like those really deep ones, instead of just doing this, you can come down into this, I think it's really creepy looking, coming back and forth between these like ninja lunges. You can do it without using your hands if you want a little bit more of a challenge. And then when you're ready, we're going to stay on that right side. So if you're up in the lunge and you can come down into this deep one. Otherwise, maybe you just want to put a block under your booty. Just like on the other side, notice what's going on with your legs. So I'm pretty far forward, so my heel is off the ground. So I'm going to try to sink my weight back and reach my arms forward for a fold. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the right hand out. So your left side of your, or sole of your foot, the side of your foot's going to come down to the ground. And we're going to see if we can step all the way back into that side plank. See if you can lengthen down this side so you're not arching. Pull your belly in. Press into your hand. When you're ready, come back through center plank. Send your heels back. Maybe you need to come down onto your knees. And then when you're ready, we're going to shift forward. See if you can hold chaturanga. And then lifting up. Take a deep inhale. See if you can reach your chest forward further. And then through plank. And downward facing. Whew. Catch your breath here, child's pose if you need it. When you're ready, we're going to turn our toes out to the corners and just walk your hands halfway back. So they're halfway back towards your feet. We're going to deep bend, try to bring your whole upper body down to the floor. And then lengthen back up. Deep bend down. And lengthen back up. Last time here, deep bend down, and then if it feels good, maybe you can come back finding that yogi squat. So again, you can sit on a block here. You can be off of your heels. Whatever feels good. See if you can press your knees open using the muscles, maybe using your elbows. Lengthen up and breathe. If it feels good for you, we're going to take the hands wide. We're going to take them down to the floor. Put the knees into the elbows, putting the weight into the hands. So you're just like in a weird frog modification, just trying to bring your whole body towards the floor, letting those knees or those hips open up. And then we'll press all the way back. Lift your hips high, heel toe your feet towards each other. Relax your chest down, bend the knees as much as you need to, and if it feels good, grab opposite elbows. Behind your legs, let your head drop down, shake it yes and no. When you're ready, hands down to the floor, we're going to sink into a crouch. So if it feels okay, lifting the hands off the ground, see if you can come higher onto your toes. Pull your belly in. Maybe you can reach your arms up. Just finding like a toe stand. And then we're going to come from here into a sole of the foot stretch. So you're going to just bring the knees forward. Try to keep all your toes on the ground. So spread them out if you need to. I hate this pose, so if it feels awful, you don't have to hold it, but maybe just try it. If you want, you can put a block in front of you and stop your knees on the block. We've done that before. Otherwise, slowly coming down. Ooh, maybe you can walk your hands back. Relax the shoulders. Just try to let the bottoms of the feet and your toes get that nice, beautiful stretch. When you're ready, long, but that was terrible for me. Just coming forward, rotating through your ankles. If it feels good, we're gonna bring the knees together, the ankles together, take the tops of the feet onto the floor. Now you're gonna sit back onto the heels and hold here. Try to keep the top of the big toe on the ground so you're not rolling to the outside edge of your foot. If you want to, you can lean your weight back. You can take the hands onto the ground, opening up your chest, maybe squeezing your glutes. If it feels good, maybe you want to pick the knees up off the ground, really stretching the bottom of those feet. Not the bottom, the tops of the feet. Slowly coming back. If you need to, come forward. Maybe tuck your toes. Just make some movements here. And then we're going to come into a headstand. So I'm going to do basket headstand. You can do whatever you like. You can use a wall. For basket headstand, you have your hands clasped. I like to put one pinky in front of the other. But I bring like the whole back of my hand onto the floor, not just the side, because I feel like that's the way that makes it easier. So the whole hand is down rather than like this. And then bring my head into it. And it's just like right behind your hairline that's on the floor. Please, if you've never done a headstand before, just take the prep. So you'll just make like a down dog shape or a dolphin shape, but with your head kind of in that basket. If you have tripod, whatever, do it. You can use a wall. But we'll just come down. So your elbows are like forearm distance apart, so you should be able to grab them. Hands out in front of you, clasping if you're taking basket. I like to open my hands up like a book. I take that like crown part of my head, like where some people have like a little calic that's like a swirl right there in the middle of the back of the skull. Taking it down. And then we're just going to start by lifting the legs up off the ground. So not the whole leg, just the feet are still down. Press your forearms into the ground. You should be able to like slip a piece of paper under your head because you're not putting the weight into it. If this feels good, maybe you just want to lift one leg up and kind of feel how it feels to be upside down. Please don't kick up into a headstand. You'll maybe go over and you'll maybe hurt your neck, okay? So if it feels good, maybe you can come up like this. Maybe you can straighten your legs up. Ooh, I think I'm gonna fall. Oh, caught myself. Okay. And then we're gonna squeeze. Try to lift your shoulders. Woo! It's hard when you're talking. And then stay there as long as you like. When you are ready to come down, come down. I was really shaky, so I'm just gonna come down. Lengthen your arms out, find a child's pose. I'm gonna make a pillow with my hands. Just shift your hips side to side, breathe. Whew. And then when you're ready, we're gonna do dolphin pose. So I'm gonna do it with my hands clasped. I'm gonna stick my little pinky fingers out straight so that they don't get crushed. Elbows are still that same width apart, so you should be able to grab your opposite elbows. Press into your forearms, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Your head's lifted off the ground. You're pressing into your forearms and elbows so your shoulders are nice and wide. Try to send your chest back. Just holding here. See if you can bring your chest towards your thighs. If you have like a forearm balance, you are welcome to take it. Obviously, I can't stop you from doing whatever you want. We'll just take a couple more breaths here in dolphin. And then bringing yourself back down. Ooh, lengthen the arms out. And then slowly pressing up. We're going to come over to seated. I'm going to turn to face you. Starting with my right leg out, my left foot's going to come to the inside of my right thigh. Lengthen up really tall. Pull your left toe or your right toes towards you, and we're going to turn our chest towards our right leg. So your right hand, no, that's not your right leg. This is your left leg. Your right hand is inside of your leg. You're going to turn your chest towards your left leg, and we're going to slide the hand down. So see if you can get some length down that right side of your body. Just come to where it feels good. Maybe you can grab your foot. I'm going to take my left hand behind my back, starting to open my chest up. And then I'm going to bring my right hand and make a little shelf for my head so I can really relax into this. If you want, you can reach this arm over. You can just hold your head. Maybe you can get your foot, but I'm just going to hang right here today. And try to get my left knee to relax. Pull your belly in so you're not arching your back. Try not to close to the floor. Just breathe. On my next inhale, I'm going to bring my right hand down, press myself up. Come up so that I'm sitting nice and tall. I have the weight in my left leg. I'm going to reach my right leg up. Whoop, and I'm going to bring it forward. All the way across. And then all the way back. Bend your knee. Bring your heel towards your booty. Kick back out. And see if you can do it again. So try to keep that leg hovering the whole time. And this next time as you come forward, see if you can keep your feet off the ground and change over to the other side. So your right sole of the foot's inside of your left thigh this time. Left hand inside of the left leg, turn your chest, using that left hand to press you open towards your right leg. And we're just going to start to slide down. Just like on the other side, see if you can get length down your left side. I'm going to bring my right hand back behind me. Try to relax my right leg, and then I'm just going to make a little shelf with my hand, letting my head be relaxed, not getting too crazy with this pose. Breathing deeply. On your next inhale, take your hand down, slowly shift up, putting all the weight into that right side. We're going to lift the left leg up, bring it forward, take it as far across as you can, and then all the way back, bending the knee, bring the heel towards the booty, the leg still hovering, and then kick out and come back around. And we'll bring it all the way back again. This time as you come forward, see if you can bring yourself, both legs out in front of you. Grab hold of your legs wherever you can reach. Relax your chest forward, or you'll relax your shoulders back, reach your chest forward. You're going to bring your elbows to your sides and just bend them, bringing your chest forward. If that feels good, lengthen again. Maybe adjust. Inhaling. Exhale, lower down again. Maybe you can grab your feet. Don't get stressed about getting them though. You're not going to be like this. We want our chest relaxed forward. You can just bring your arms to your sides. On your next inhale, come part way up. We're going to see if we can grab maybe the left foot, maybe just somewhere along the left leg. I'm going to grab my foot though, and we're going to lift the leg up. Keep your chest towards the center. See if you can just bring that leg across. So you're hopefully getting a stretch down here. The longer and higher up that you reach through the crown of the head, hopefully the deeper you feel this, trying to bring it towards the opposite shoulder. then we'll bring that leg back to center. We're going to place the sole of the foot down onto the floor. You're going to reach your left arm up, bring the arm inside of the left foot, the left knee. You're going to turn your thumb to face down. The back of your hand is facing to the right. Bring that arm, reach it out. Take the hand so that it's next to your booty, and if it feels good, maybe you can bring the right arm around. You can hold on to your clothes. I'll turn to the side so you can see. So you can hold on to your clothes, or maybe you can get your shirt, your hands. Try to let that hip relax back down onto the ground, and maybe you can lean forward, or maybe you just want to twist here. On your next inhale, if you have the binder knot, we're going to come back to center. Grab hold of your left foot, bring it up, get really tall. You can stay here if this feels good. We're just going to bring it back a couple of times, maybe lengthening it all the way straight. Try to keep your spine long. And then if it feels good, see if you can take the left foot with the right hand and bring your left arm under. So you're bringing that knee pit towards your shoulder and your left hand's on the ground. If that feels good, kind of squeeze. See if you can bring your right hand down so you have both arms next to you. We're just going to rock back a little bit and see if you can press off the floor and then release down. Woo! That same left leg, cross it over, reach really long through your spine. We're just going to give that leg a hug to start. Keeping your chest forward, we're not coming to the twist yet. And then when you're ready, lengthen really tall, hands onto your shoulders. So you can twist towards your bent leg or away, whatever feels better. Sometimes if your belly isn't feeling great, it doesn't feel good to twist towards the leg. So you can twist away, but we're just going to lengthen really tall, pull in. As you exhale, twist whichever way feels good for you and let your arms relax. Roll whichever shoulders in the back away from you. Let your front arm be relaxed. Lengthen up. Maybe you can twist a little further. And then when you're ready, unwind back to center, lengthen your leg out. Ooh, come back to the beginning. So toes pulling back towards you, hands grabbing hold of wherever they can reach, lengthen tall, just bend the elbows to come forward. If you can still come forward more, lengthen, bend the elbows, relax into this. Find where you find the edge of that stretch, not the most deepest, painful version of it. When you're ready, we're going to do just like we did before. So coming part way up, left hand's going to grab wherever you can reach on your right leg. I'm going to grab my foot. Lengthening up as tall as you can, and then start to bring that leg across. So you're trying to get a stretch outside of this hip, lengthen tall. Maybe you can bring it higher. When you're ready, bending that leg, sole of the foot to the inside of your left thigh. Your right arm's going to come inside of the right knee. Turn your thumb towards the ground so the palm is facing the left. And then you're going to bring that hand to your booty. Maybe you can grab hold. Maybe it's just going to come to the floor. And maybe you can bring your opposite hand around, grabbing your clothes or grabbing hold. See if you can lengthen your spine. Maybe you can bend forward. Maybe you just want to twist. come back to center. You're gonna grab hold of your right foot, lengthen it up, just start to move it around a little bit. So maybe you just wanna stay here. Again, this is intermediate. These are hard postures, so don't try to take that arm balance if you're like really crunching here and you can't get your body into it. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. So if you're not there right now, maybe one day, or maybe never, and that's okay. If it feels good, we're gonna take the left hand onto that right foot. We're gonna try to bring the shoulder right underneath the knee. Hands wide here. Put the weight into it. Maybe you can squeeze that arm or that leg down onto the arm and free up your left hand. Left hand will come to the floor. We're gonna lean forward just a little and then lean back, lifting up both legs, and see if you can press and lift. And then we'll lower back down. Cross that leg over the opposite. Lengthen really tall. Hands onto the shoulders. Get as long as you can. And just like before, you can twist away or towards. Just do the same thing you did on the other side. So I twisted towards my bent leg. So I'm going to twist towards again. Release. Lengthen and roll my back shoulder back. Slowing your breath down. When you're ready, on your exhale, all the way to the other side for a moment. And then release. Scoot yourself forward, find find space behind you. We're gonna start just by dropping our head down, letting your back reach back. Woo. And then lengthen tall. See if you can tilt back. Finding like a little egg pose. I don't know if that's what this is called, but I'm calling it because it's like an egg balancing. And we're gonna rock back onto our backs. So slowly coming back. You can take a moment here, maybe making some big circles with the hips. We're almost done. Almost to that Shavasana. We'll bring the knees together, or I guess not together, the hips width. Soles of the feet are hips width, knees are hips width. We're gonna bring the hands back behind the head. We're gonna do a couple of crunches. So press your back down, pull your belly in. We're gonna lift up with the chest so your shoulders are coming off the ground a little bit, and then squeeze those toes up, bring the toes back down, and shoulders back down, and we'll do 7 more. So lift, 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 lift. I think this is the last one, so we'll lift, lift. Maybe you can hold. And then bring it back down, lengthen the arms up over your head. We'll just windshield wiper the knees side to side. 3 more poses. Now, let's say 4 more poses, because we'll do a twist at the end. So when you're ready, we're gonna come to center. We're gonna find our way into a bridge. Soles of the feet on the ground. Try to get your feet so they're parallel with each other, hips width. That's the front of the hip, not the outside. Hands by your side. Lift your chin so the back of your head's in the floor, your shoulders in the floor, but your neck is nice and free and released away from the ground. We're going to press into the heels, pull your belly in, squeeze your bum, lift the heels up. Keep looking straight up. So if you find that you're turning your head to look at the screen, come down, see what I'm doing. You can pause me and then come into it. If you like to, you can shimmy one shoulder and then the other under, so you're lifting your chest higher. Still keep that freedom in your neck, so the back of your head is on the floor. Neck is nice and released. Try to breathe into that space in the middle of your chest. Maybe you can reach your hips higher, belly pulling in harder. When you're ready, slowly bring those shoulders out, hands out, roll all the way down. Just take a moment here, kind of rock on the back of that pelvis. So you can do bridge pose again. If you have wheel pose in your practice, you can do it. If you've been in class with me before and you've seen me do it with the blocks up against a wall and you want to try it there, you can. So either bridge pose, like we just did, or you can take your hands up next to your ears, fingertips pointing towards your shoulders. You want your elbows pointing straight up. So if you get here and your elbows are out to the sides and you can't get them straight up, let's just try practicing getting them straight up and then just wait there. So just hold here. You don't have to come all the way up into wheel pose, because if your elbows are out to the sides, then your chest isn't ready for it. If you can, you're going to put your elbows pointing straight up, fingertips towards your shoulders, hands next to the ears. We're going to press into the feet and the hands at the same time and lift. Squeeze your belly in, squeeze your booty up. Maybe you can press your chest towards the wall you're looking at. Maybe you can walk in and press further. Just trying to get your ears either in between your triceps or biceps or in front of them. So you're reaching really far, squeezing your glutes, pull your belly in. Keep pressing the hands into the floor. Maybe you can look down. And then I like to take my heels up, chin into the chest, come onto the back of the head, and roll all the way down. Whew. Arms out to the sides. I'm going to cross my left knee over my right knee and let my knees drop over to the right. If you don't want to have your legs crossed, you can just stack them in a normal twist. Whew. Slow your breath down. When you're ready, slowly come back to center. If you crossed your legs, uncross them and cross the other side. And then just let your knees drop over to the left. When you're ready, gently coming back to center, uncross your legs, knees up into the chest. You can stay just here and kind of rock around a bit if you want. You can bring the knees out towards the underarms, grabbing your shins or your feet, maybe just holding here, or maybe bringing those soles of the feet up towards the ceiling for happy baby. You want your low back down, you want your head down, your knees are coming towards your armpits. You can rock here if it feels good. Slowing that breath, long, deep inhales and exhales down to your belly. And then wherever you are, releasing the feet, knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight hug, longest, deepest inhale you can. Holding it in. As you exhale, release all the way out. finding your way to where you want to be for your Shavasana. I'm not going to stay here very long. But start with 3 deep inhales. Fill your body up with as much air as you can. As you exhale, release everything out through the mouth. And then just let your breath relax back into its natural state. Following your inhale all the way into your body, finding points of tension and try to let them release with your exhale. We'll take one more long breath here. And then you can reach your arms up over your head, lengthen long. Start to bring movement back into all of your limbs. And bending one knee at a time, roll off onto one side. When you're ready, gently press yourself up, finding any seated position that's comfortable for you. Try to relax the shoulders down. We'll bring our hands into our heart center. Bring your mind back to that intention, just repeating it in your mind a few times. Inhale your arms up over your head, lengthen as long as you can, reaching up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, just fold forward for a moment, let your chin drop into your chest. And then slowly rolling back up. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you felt challenged with that and that it was a good stretch, but also really strengthening. As always, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe, you can please share with every person that you know, even if you don't think that they like yoga. Doesn't necessarily have to be this video since this one was kind of intermediate, but if you want to share one of my other ones, especially the beginner ones, with people, we're all stuck inside, so you might as well give them something new to do. Yeah, and so if you have any requests, email me, comment, whatever. And if you want, you can go to my Kickstarter or on my Facebook page. There's my email for Zelle or PayPal if you want to send me a couple of pounds to say thank you so that I can keep making these. And if you are not, if you're also affected by everything being shut down and you're not making any money, please don't send me any of yours. Yeah, great. So see you all next time. Thanks again. Goodbye.